Alright, so first YouTube video. I'm planning to get rid of the body lift on my 1987 Toyota pickup. That's how I got it a few years ago. I always wanted to get rid of it, get it back to stock height. Plan on doing other suspension lift modifications, so would rather not have a body lift on it. It's a 3-inch body lift. It came with 33s. I put 31s on it, so yeah, the tire should clear fine once I drop the body. So yeah, this is it right now with the lift. I have to probably start with the bed. It's the plan, and yeah, ease into it. I think the cab will be a little bit more complicated. There's some videos on YouTube showing how to do it to other generations. I haven't seen one for 87 really, so thought I'd make a video and maybe help other people out. Did some research online. 4Crawler was really helpful, and I think I learned most of what goes into it, but I'm sure there will be some surprises along the way, so I'll try to document that. But yep, so let's get it. All right, so step one for me will be getting this rear bumper off. It's the Trail Gear tube bumper I put it on last year. Actually, it's mounted to the frame, so for dropping the bed, I technically probably don't need to take it off, but just don't want to risk there being any interference if the bed ends up dropping more than this amount. It looks pretty close, so just gonna get it out of the way. It's pretty easy. There's just 4 bolts. There's 2 on this side, 2 on the other side, so I just need to get those off. All right, got the truck jacked up to get rid of this bumper. I have a system where I just have the bumper rest on this table, so I don't have to carry the weight of it. Just pop the bolts out. But yeah, all the truck is jacked up. I can get under there and check for all the lift blocks and see if there's any interference that I might have to deal with. Don't want anything getting caught between the bed and the frame when I lower it. Have these pieces of wood to act as a safety net. So got one lift block right there, another one right there. If I come over here, let's see. You can see 2 more right there. It's just mirrored on the other side, so total there's 8. But otherwise, just checking for any interference issues. Looks like the only thing would be the gas filler. So I'll just loosen the hose clamp there and figure out how to keep that out of the way. All right, so here's the gas fuel filler neck. Looks like it just accordions, but I'll probably just loosen this hose clamp and pop it off, and I'll deal with putting it back on after the bed is lowered. All right, hose clamp is loosened. Looks like there's this guard piece right here. Looks pretty easy to take off. There's just 3 bolts. I'll probably just remove that just in case it gets in the way of these hoses. All right, so I loosened the hose clamp for the fuel filler. Yeah, these 2 lines are flexible, so I don't see this being an issue. I think I'm just gonna leave those in place. They should just kind of move on their own out of the way. There is that guard piece here that I popped off, so there's space for these guys to kind of move side to side if they need to. So hopefully that works out. It's a little tight, so I don't want to deal with popping it off. But yeah, I'm gonna lower the truck now and start loosening the bolts for the lift. All right, so I have the truck bed jacked up on the right side. I went ahead and loosened the bed mount bolts on both sides of the truck, so there's 8 total for the bed. And I took the bolts out on the right side, and the body lift pucks as well. I have those over here. So ended up having trouble with the front right mount. The bolt you can see is fused to the body lift spacer. So I don't know how that happened, but it was a pain to get that off. I ended up having to saw it off. So yeah, that took a while, but the rest of them came off easily. And yeah, so right now my plan is to just drop the right side of the bed. It was lifted 3 inches. I don't want to drop it 3 inches. I just want to make sure nothing binds on the other side. So I'll put it up on these 2x4s on the right side, just to kind of ease it down. I'll put it on the 2x4s on the right side, and then I'll lower the left side down onto 2x4s as well, and just kind of check the surfaces for the mounting points, make sure they're clean before I put the new hardware in and drop it the rest of the way. But that's where we're at now. I'll show you where I am lifting the truck. I just have this 4x4 propping up another maybe 1x6 right there to kind of lift the bed by those 2 rails. So that's been working pretty well. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put these 2x4s in and drop the truck. And yep, here's the replacement hardware I got from 4Crawler. The owner is Roger Brown. He is super helpful. If you have any questions, you plan on doing a body lift removal or a body lift installation, they have what you need. And yeah, Roger is great. When you have any questions, you can email him and he will get back to you pretty quickly with some good insight. So it was great working with him and his company. These are the bolts that'll go in from the top. He has these tabs welded on, so when you're tightening or if you have to loosen them, these tabs will catch. It prevents you from having to put a wrench on it from the top to keep it in place from spinning as you tighten the nuts. But so those will go in from the top. Here's just nuts and washers for the bottom. There's 8 total. These are actually from the body lift. They might be OEM, not sure, but they're just like rubber spacers to kind of be an interface between the truck bed and the frame. So thinking to keep those as a second layer in between the bed and the frame. And then I have these poly washers I got from 4Crawler as well. There's 8 of those, so planning to just kind of use both, stack them in between the bed and the frame as some kind of cushion, so it's not just direct contact between the truck bed and the frame, like metal on metal. I'd rather not have it like that. So we'll see how this works out. I can always remove these if needed, but yep, that's the whole kit. Right now the truck is sitting on those 2x4s, so it is lowered about 1.5 inches. You can see that drop with the decals. Now it's sitting lower, so it'll get a little bit lower once I remove the 2x4s and replace it with the final hardware that I plan to use. So I will start lowering it from one side and probably start with the right side and start getting the rest of the hardware in place. I checked all the mounting surfaces, they look good. This was the fuel neck and didn't really move too much. I think it just kind of flexed as needed to account for the drop. So it should be fine going the rest of the way. Other than that, there were no issues with binding or just interference with any other components. So, yep, planning to just finish this up now, getting it back to OEM height. But yep, I will show you how that looks in a bit. Okay, got the bed lowered, all the hardware is in. Haven't tightened it yet. Figured I will keep it loose so once I lower the cab, I can shift the bed around a little bit if needed to get the alignment right. Then I can tighten it down after. You can see how low we got. We are measuring in at around 34.5 inches to the wheel well. Before we were a little over 37 inches. So yeah, it's about a 3-inch drop. You can see with the decals, and that's kind of where we started. So I'll move on to the cab. I'll probably make a separate video for that. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.